This storybook is called Marvel Avengers, Ant-Man. Hank Pym was a brilliant scientist. Through his research, he discovered the Pym particle. It had the power to shrink anything it touched. Using the Pym particle, Hank created a special suit. When he wore the suit, he could shrink down to the size of an ant. He could even speak to them. Eventually, Hank would assemble his very own ant army. Hank's suit gave him the power to carry, push, pull, and punch like he was his normal size, even when he was the size of an ant. But villains began to hear about Hank's astonishing suit and wanted it for themselves. That wasn't going to fly with Hank. He began to use his suit to defeat evil. Just like that, Hank became known as a superhero, Ant-Man. For many years, Hank was both scientist and superhero, spending hours in the lab during the day and being a hero at night made Hank tired. Hank's daughter, Hope Van Dyne, was worried. She knew she needed to help her dad. Her dad couldn't be Ant-Man forever, but the world needed an Ant-Man. Hope knew just the person for the job, Scott Lang. Scott was an electronics expert whom Hank had taken under his wing. Hope could always find Scott tinkering in the lab. After explaining her plan, Hope brought Scott back to her dad to tell him the good news. In the end, Hank agreed to Hope's plan. Ant-Man would live on through Scott, but Scott wasn't sure that he could do it alone. Hank smiled. Scott wouldn't be alone. Hank had been working on a suit for Hope, too. Finally, it was time. On that day, Scott Lang and Hope Van Dyne became Ant-Man and the Wasp. For months, Hope and Scott worked on making the Ant-Man and Wasp suits even better than before. Scott created a gadget that could grow and shrink objects. Hope created gauntlets that could deliver a powerful electric shock called her Wasp's Sting. But the more they created, the more criminals wanted to take their inventions from them. One of the biggest threats was a giant bug monster known as the Scarlet Beetle. Ant-Man and the Wasp would fight the Scarlet Beetle and its army of creepy crawlies. The pair would continue to upgrade their technology. These two pint-sized heroes could grow and shrink their foes with a toss of their Pym particle discs. They defeated the Earth from powerful threats by taking down evil villains of all shapes and sizes. Ant-Man and the Wasp became superheroes. They were the perfect team. As their powers and technology grew, so did their reputation as superheroes. Organizations such as S.H.I.E.L.D. would even call on the heroes for special missions. Then one day, Ant-Man and the Wasp received a video communication from the Avengers. The superhero team had heard about the tiny heroes. They invited Ant-Man and the Wasp to join them. Ant-Man and the Wasp knew that they were strong, but they could become stronger by joining a great team. They graciously accepted the Avengers' invitation. When the Earth was threatened, Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, Captain America, Black Widow, and Hawkeye would leap into action, but this time with Ant-Man and the Wasp. They became Earth's mightiest and now tiniest heroes. And this storybook is called Marvel Avengers, Ant-Man.